Good?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome here this evening to celebrate the 2021 Fort Lee High School Boys Soccer Senior Night. It's really a great night to honor all of the seniors and their families for all of their contributions to the Richmond soccer program. Before we begin, the coaching staff would like to thank the Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Kravitz, and the entire school administration for their continued support of the soccer program. A lot of the things that we do in our soccer program can't be pulled off without of our parents. The coaching staff would like to thank all of our parents for their constant support, as it would not have been possible without you. The coaching staff would also like to thank Mr. Nannis for calling the games and athletic trainer Tom Herr for helping our student athletes recover faster. In addition, the coaching staff would also like to thank Jennifer Main for organizing and decorating senior night for all of our seniors. Now to honor the senior members of the Fort Lee Boys Soccer Program. Defender number 26, Sebastian Salama. Sebastian is a first-year letter winner, a dominant force in the air and a shutdown one-on-one defender with electrifying speed. Midfielder number 21, Preston Kaplan. Preston is a first-year letter winner. A great addition to the team, he contributes to the team's attacking mentality. Forward, number 11, Timothy Strelli. Timothy is a second-year letter winner. His athleticism and ability to beat players off the dribble make him a handful for the opponents. His ability to score in various ways, both feet and head, are reasons for his success. He scored 4 goals to power Fort Lee to a 5-2 victory here at home over Crestville in the first round of the Burton County Tournament, and he leads the team in scoring with 14 goals. Forward, number 7, Alex Oakley. Alex is a 2-year letter winner, the big man at top. He has developed greatly as a player since arriving in the program. A player whose name brings a smile to his coach's face a couple of years after he graduates. This season, he has contributed 3 goals and 2 assists. Defender number 2, Jen Shimizu. Jen is a 3-year letter winner. A strong defender, he may not get stats or his name in the paper, but coaches and teammates know what an important contributor that he is. He sets the example by practicing hard, a good role model and a mentor to young teammates. He can be counted on to do the dirty work, like marking up an opponent's best player. Midfielder, number 12, Toma Takamatsu. Toma is a 3-year letter winner, a creative midfield player who is a critical component to the team's style of play. He is calm and composed on the ball and always looks for the 5 to 10-yard pass to start the offensive transition. He has contributed 2 goals so far this season. Defender number 4, Noah Lee. Noah is a 3-year letter winner, a key contributor to the team's defensive mentality. He can be counted on to play tough when the team loses possession and tries to get the ball back. He is always at the right place at the right time and knows where to place his teammates on the field. Defender number 3, Juno Kim. Juno is a 3-year letter winner. A player that coaches hate to lose to graduation, and a player a coach would love to clone. He made his mark every day on the season. He came to play every day, team before self. He sets the example by practicing hard. He's coachable and can be counted on to do the little things like grabbing the med kit in water without being asked to do so. The defensive leader in the back line with excellent technique and tremendous ability to win balls and start the attack. Midfielder and defender number 14, Derek Zapata. Derek is a 4-year letter winner, the true definition of the term well-rounded soccer player, who played the midfield position as well as center back. He was instrumental in helping the team change the point of attack and unbalance the opponent. He put his body on the line earlier in the year to make a play and picked up a season-ending injury. Midfielder number 30, Koyo Hashi. Koyo is a 4-year letter winner. He moves gracefully along the field. His ability to see potential passes sets him apart from other players. He has a good understanding of the game and generally where his teammates are located on the field and is able to link up passes. He has contributed 1 goal and 5 assists. Midfielder number 10, Ian Aragones. Ian is a 4-year letter winner, a returning first-team All-County player. His strong work ethic and intensity in and out of possession allows him to impose his will on the game. A true box-to-box midfielder who works hard for the team and has a motor that never stops. He picked up an injury 4 games into the season and was sidelined for 8 games. We are happy to see him back on the field. Defender number 5, Jude Choi. Jude is a 3-year letter winner, a modern-day defender who can play make. At times, he feels comfortable sitting back to organize the defense or getting forward to help the offense in the attack, making him a very dynamic player. He often provides attacking runs with 5 to 10 pass yards or pinging and picking a 30-yard ball up the field. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for the senior class here at Fort Lee High School in the boys soccer program. And the Fort Lee Athletic Department would also like to signal a round of applause for all of the members of the senior class for the Ridgefield Park Scarlets boys soccer program as well here tonight. Thank you for your support on our senior night, and good luck to all of you in your future endeavors.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Allen W. Sugarman Sports Complex here in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Under the lights, it's going to be a Big North American Division showdown between the visiting Scarlets of Ridgefield Park High School, 3-8-1 on the season, 2-5 in the American Division, taking on the Fort Lee Bridgemen, who are 9-5 on the season and 4-2 in conference play. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by my producer, Dimitri Nanis. So glad that you could join us here on our edition of Boys Soccer Action here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. As tonight is senior night, and members of the senior class were honored prior to today's game, as Fort Lee trying to get to double-digit victories on the season, trying to make it 10-5 their overall record. As the Fort Lee Bridgemen are taking on Ridgefield Park here, and they're trying to keep the good times rolling against the Scarlets, including with the win earlier this season. Back on September 23rd, a 3-2 victory on the road for Fort Lee. The Bridgemen have dominated this series against Ridgefield Park, having won 16 straight matchups against the Scarlets, dating back to the last win by Ridgefield Park, coming on September 15th, 2012. But just as we saw the other night here under the lights in a Big North American Division game that was for the league title in girls soccer, a long win streak against the opponents in favor of Fort Lee does not mean anything, does not translate to an automatic win here this season, as Fort Lee knows that they have work to do here. If they want to continue their hopes of potentially hosting a home playoff game in the first round of the North 1 Group 3 playoffs, they know that they have to take care of their jobs here tonight against Ridgefield Park, as well as one final regular season game against Mahwah here at home at the Sugarman Sports Complex. But Fort Lee is playing some of their best soccer on the season, coming into this one off a 2-1 win against Dwight Morrow after they split a pair of back-to-back matchups against the Raiders after losing 1-0 here at home in their last time out on October 16th. Again, Fort Lee is going to be wearing their special pink uniforms in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in the month of October, as they'll have their pink tops with the black shorts, and Ridgefield Park in their all-road white with the red numerals. Brian Haynes is the head coach for Ridgefield Park, and Demba Main in charge of the Bridgeman program in his 10th season, has led his alma mater to 4 winning seasons. He's about to make it 5 winning seasons now in his tenure, and is trying to get them through to the playoffs as well and be one of those top 8 seeds. Again, 16 seeds and 16 teams are seeded and make the sectional playoffs. The top 8 will obviously host a playoff game. And right now, according to the PowerPoints, coming into tonight's matchup, Fort Lee is ranked number 8. So if Fort Lee can hold off the local and close teams at hands, including Morris Hills, who's ranked number 9, then Fort Lee could potentially host a round in the state sectional playoffs. Ramapo is the number 1 team in the group, followed by Roxbury and Northern Highlands. Fort Lee not that far behind number 7 seeded Montville as well. So again, more wins here for Coach Main's side, and more his team can improve their seeding throughout the playoffs. But it has been a pleasure to broadcast the games here from the Sugarman Sports Complex this fall season. Last time that I was honored to be on the broadcast, certainly for a boys game, it was an electric atmosphere in that first round game of the Bergen County tournament, the 5-2 victory against Cresskill. So now again, even though maybe a divisional title is not on the line in this one for Fort Lee, still a lot to play for in playoff seeding, and a chance to host a game here in Fort Lee in a couple of weeks' time when the state playoffs begin in November. Fort Lee trying to get back to 500 here at home this season, where they're 2-3. They've done their damage more on the road. 7-2 for Coach Demba Main's side this fall. And a team that has scored 24 goals and given up 23 goals on the season. For Ridgefield Park, they've been prone to giving up goals aplenty here this season. The Scarlets have scored 23, just a goal behind Fort Lee, but the problem for the Scarlets has been keeping it out of their own net. They have given up 49 goals this season through 12 games. That's allowing 4 goals a contest. We'll see if this will translate to a high-scoring game this evening. So Fort Lee coming in, having won 16 straight matchups against Ridgefield Park. The Scarlets would love to play spoiler here late in the season, as Ridgefield Park also has still playoff aspirations. They come into this matchup here today ranked 16th in the North 2 Group 2 PowerPoint section. That would make them the final team to make the playoffs if they would hold on to a victory. They have one game following this one. That's a road contest at Ramsey. And again, Fort Lee with one other home game here. That's going to be a home contest against Mahwah. So we are underway here under the lights as Fort Lee just playing it along to the far side. As again, a sign of support there. As that time it was allowing just to be on the field. One of the injured seniors for Fort Lee, who has been out for the majority of the season. So just getting him on the field for the opening kickoff and then just kicking back to Ridgefield Park, who will send it in to Benjamin Thomas. Thomas, the sophomore who had 3 saves in the most recent game, the win against Dwight Morrow. As it goes into the midfield for Aragonés. Again, Ian Aragonés, one of the seniors honored here tonight, has missed time with injuries this season, but great to have Aragonés, who was a first-team all-county selection a season ago, trying to help the offense out as Oakley tries to push it forward to Strelly. Strelly, the team's leading scorer, is Lowbridge, upended, and it's going to be a foul whistled on the play. Timofey Strelly has been brilliant for Coach Demba Main's side here this season. 14 goals to lead the charge for Fort Lee. 29 points also tops in the team this season. As that foul will go against Ridgefield Park and will set up a free kick to the near side now for Fort Lee. And Juno Kim, number 3. Kim sending it to the far post, getting a header on it. It's still loose in front, but then the offside flag was put up on the far side. After that initial header attempt for Fort Lee kind of went straight up in the air, rather towards goal. And that will leave the opportunity now for a goal kick here for Ridgefield Park. Again, they lost at home back on September 23rd, 3-2 in this matchup against Fort Lee. A vast improvement from the 2 games from the season ago that saw Fort Lee win both games against Ridgefield Park by a margin of 11-1. As it's played over to the near side to Nicholas Ortiz. As the Scarlets maneuver with it, blind pass up top from Andreas Rubio. And Tomas handling this one. Tomas had 4 saves in that hard-fought loss in the Bergen County tournament in the second round against Don Bosco Prep. That saw the Bridgemen battle to a 1-1 tie before the final minute of regulation, when Don Bosco put across the game-winning goal to win 2-1 in advance, as they are currently going to be playing in the semifinals of the tournament. But a great effort there by Coach Main's side. Since that point, they defeated Dumont, but then split 2 games with Dwight Morrow, losing here at home, but then enacting revenge on the road against the Raiders in their last time out. Coming in here now with a chance to get to double-digit victories on the season with a 9-5 record. Ridgefield Park looking for win number 4 on the season as they get it up top to Rubio. Taken away, though, by Koyohashi. Freeing Strelly down the near sideline. Strelly going one-on-one with the defender, ricocheting it off of the defender's shin to the near side. That'll earn a deep throw-in now for Fort Lee. Good defensive work there by Cyril Bagulo. Number 16 in white for Ridgefield Park. And it'll be a throw-in now for Fort Lee. Into the edge of the box, they were trying to find Strelly as that's headed out of play. And should be a corner kick upcoming now for Fort Lee, as they'll take the corner of the near side. So the first corner kick of the night for either team, as this will be handled by Juno Kim into the near side flag. Kim setting it to the far side post. There's a header down, but cleaned up just in front of the goal. Fort Lee's trying to say that that should be a potential handball. We'll see what the call is here, as the referees are asking for the time to stop. And is it going to be a penalty kick? It will be. They'll set up the spot now, and a chance early on in this game for Fort Lee to strike for the first goal of the game. Less than 5 minutes gone by, so obviously one of the defenders got a piece of that with their hand, and now a chance here for Jude Choi to take this penalty kick. Choi rockets that one into the back of the net and scores here on senior night. So Jude Choi scores the goal. The senior with his first tally of the season after Fort Lee earned the penalty kick. And Choi, one of the seniors here on senior night, gets Fort Lee out to an early 1-0 advantage. Again, less than 5 minutes gone by here in the first half of play. So the pressure was being administered and put on by the offense. That eventually led to a handball in the box by the Ridgefield Park defense. And there is the 50th goal surrendered on the season by Ridgefield Park, and goal scored, number 25 for the Bridgemen. Ashi trying to free up Oakley to the near side. Another senior here on senior night, leaving it back to Strelly. Back to Oakley in the near wing. Trying to center that ball to the top of the box as that's sent out of bounds to the near side, and now it's going to be a resulting throw-in now for Fort Lee. Now to a 1-0 advantage here on senior night, looking to get win number 10 on the season. As that's headed forward in the box again, here comes Strelly, who's been a magician on the field this season for Fort Lee. Constant pressure being administered by the Bridgemen. Here's a shot from distance and forcing a diving save by Ridgefield Park. And by their keeper, Samir Varela, the sophomore, making his 54th save of the season in acrobatic variety there to the near side post. That'll go out for a corner kick to the near side again here for Fort Lee, as Fort Lee is really trying to put across a dominant start to this game. Again, just 6 minutes gone by already. A 1-goal advantage, now looking for more. As once again, it's going to be Juno Kim. Kim was fielding the corner kick from the near side here that had ricocheted inside the box and eventually was touched with a loose hand that led to the penalty kick finish on the goal. Going to the far post, that's popped up in the air and taken in by Varela. Again, if you're just joining us, Jude Choi scored the goal on a penalty kick finish to stake Fort Lee out to an early 1-0 advantage against Ridgefield Park. Trying to sweep the season series and improve also to 5-2 in league play, as that's sent back to Benjamin Tomas. On the line in this game, obviously playoff seeding potential for Coach Demba Maine's Fort Lee Bridgman side. Coming into this one right now, they would be the 8th seed. So the 8th seed would give them a home playoff game in North 1 Group 3. They have to continue their winning ways to make sure that becomes a reality. And they're only a couple of points behind number 7 seed Montville heading into tonight's game. So there's always the chance of not only finishing in the A spot, but maybe moving up to even 7. As that pass just a little too long down the near sideline for Strelly. Strelly, who had that unbelievable performance here on our broadcast against Cresskill in the Bergen County tournament opener. 4 goals coming in the first half for Strelly. Nice dribbling work there to the near side by Victor Ortiz. Number 10, Gabriel Pedro, is the one to watch for Ridgefield Park. He leads the team in goals, assists, and points on the season. 9 goals on the year for the senior, number 10. And Pedro scored twice against Fort Lee back on September 23rd. He is that scoring punch in Coach Haynes' lineup. The foul is going to go against Fort Lee, so it's going to be an opportunity here for the free kick restart for Ridgefield Park. Less than 10 minutes gone by in our first half, already a 1-0 lead for Fort Lee on the penalty kick goal by Jude Choi. Good service from distance, and that one just caroms wide to the left side of the near side post and goes out of play for a goal kick. Last season, these two sides met here on October 29th at the Sugarman Sports Complex. That was a 7-0 victory for Fort Lee, following a 4-1 victory on the road for the Bridgmen in Ridgefield Park. Oakley playing it up top to Hashi. Knocked down in the midfield as Aragones was trying to get underneath it. Sent back the other way by Nicholas Ortiz. Here's Hashi, one of the facilitators on offense for Fort Lee this season, number 19. 5 assists on the year, second most on the team behind Keaton Chan's 7. Played into the midfield. Taken down and sent down the other way by Toma Takamatsu. As that will go out of bounds, will be a throw in here for Oakley. Plays back and forth. Now has it back again. Good ball movement here. Strelly trying to get past that last defender, but he can't erase Nicholas Ortiz. Gets the ball back inside the box here. Here's Strelly leaving it for a teammate who just airmails it just a little too high. That was a prime opportunity for Oakley, who's shaking his head, as he would have loved to score here on senior night as well. Off a beautiful assist attempt there by Strelly. Again, the dazzling footwork in the box led to the opening in front. And Alex Oakley just a little too high for what would have been goal number 4 on the season, as that's sent back to Varela. Varela in his most recent game had 10 saves against Dwight Morrow back on October 14th, and Varela, the sophomore, has had 4 different games this year of 10 or more saves. So the future is bright in net for the Scarlets of Ridgefield Park. Played over to the near side. Should be last touch off of Strelly, and a throw in now for Ridgefield Park, as Rubio was the man who got that carom deflection. Here's Pedro. Knocked off the ball, though. Good work by Aragones. Again, what a lift to the lineup here for Fort Lee to get Ian Aragones back in the fold. Aragones, who for his career, 26 goals, 11 assists for 63 points. Had 2 goals and an assist this season before getting injured. But now he's back healthy enough for a stretch run here heading into the postseason. It's all but assured that Fort Lee will be playing in the North 1 Group 3 sectional playoffs. It's just a case of what is their seed going to be. Played over to the near side by Ridgefield Park. Back up top now to Rubio. To the near side here goes Pedro. Gabriel Pedro, 9 goals on the season, has 9 of the team's 23 tallies this year. Here's Strelly, the leading scorer for Fort Lee with 14 goals on the year. Look at the charge down the field by Strelly, just gets dispossessed at the very end. As it looks like it will be a whistle and a foul on the play. And it looks like it's going to be marked just outside the box. So another prime scoring opportunity presenting itself right now for Fort Lee. As again, that was dangerous defending as Strelly was so close to earning a second potential penalty kick in this first half for the Bridgemen. Instead, Timofey Strelly, who again, 14 goals on the season, even scored against Don Bosco in the second round of the county tournament. Now with an opportunity to extend the lead to 2-0 here for Fort Lee. "27 minutes left to go here in the first half of play. 1-0 the score on the Jude Choi penalty kick goal. This is just outside the box for Strelly. Strelly takes it a low shot, and it's fended off on the save by Varela. His best save of the evening there, as he had to range over to the near side post to punch that one away. Fort Lee again putting on the constant attack and pressure so far in this first half. They lead 1-0, or just denied a chance to double their lead. As it's played over to the far side, headed down. Chipped over to the near side to Ortiz. Ortiz with a diagonal pass, actually knocked down in front by Tyler Jacobs. As that will eventually go out of bounds right in front of Coach Main. In the orange vest to the far side, opposite us here at the press box at the Sugarman Sports Complex. So glad that you could join us here for Fort Lee boys soccer action on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. As the Bridgemen bring it up the field, and it's taken on one hop by Varela. Again, so honored here, Dan Long and Dimitri Nanis. So glad that he could join us as we put a bow near the end of this regular season. Last broadcast was a fun one with a girls' game against Dwight Morrow. That was for the league championship, won by Dwight Morrow that night. Fort Lee trying to finish things off here in style with their league contests and have an opportunity here to, again, improve their resume for an upcoming state playoff run. Long ball down the near side, but Oakley just could not track it down before it rolled out of bounds over the end line, as that will go out for a goal kick. Played forward and headed forward now by Fort Lee and played to the near side. Knocked out of play by Aragones, wearing the pink captain's armband as well. Played out of bounds, last touch off of Cliffside Park, so it's going to be a resulting throw-in. Handled by Noah Lee, number 4. Again, a senior class that was honored in a ceremony before tonight's game. A large senior class that has helped propel this team to a position to maybe have double-digit victories on the season. Here's Oakley. Dazzling run down the near side. And again, just a little too far down the field as that rolls out of bounds past the end line. Will go out for a goal kick. Played to the near side now by Ridgefield Park. Scarlets really haven't generated any true offensive opportunity to speak of so far. Yet in the beginning of our first half of play here this evening. A very comfortable evening as well in the 60s. And a nice crowd in attendance under the lights. As that will go out for a goal kick. As Fort Lee will be setting it up and getting ready to kick it away. Tomas sending it down the other way, but that's intercepted by Elliot Ramos, number 3. Before that, caroms off of Ramos, out of bounds right in front of the Fort Lee sideline. Knocked down, good anticipation there by Aragones. Here he is in the midfield, dropping it over to the near side to Lee. Lee setting it up top, trying to get it to the top of the box. Strelly recovers it. Strelly still holding on to possession. Unbelievable dribbling there by number 11. You see why Strelly has led to such a big senior season for Fort Lee. As they pass it over to the near side, offsides is the call, though. As Fort Lee was trying to time that one a little better. Just over 21 minutes left to go as we're approaching the halfway point of the first half. 1-0 the advantage for Fort Lee on a penalty kick goal executed by Jude Choi, one of the seniors here on senior night. Strelly trying the volley over to the near side a little too long as he was trying to lead Oakley. As Fort Lee is building up that constant pressure, but still only 1 goal to speak of right now, after they scored less than 6 minutes gone by in the first half. Have not generated that many shots and subsequent shots on target. Just a lot of the possession. So the whistle and a free kick now being awarded to Ridgefield Park. Scarlets take it just from beyond midfield. They send that one in deep. And Tomas easily handling there. Tomas had a season-high 5 saves against Dumont in their win on the road against the Huskies back on October 14th. A split time throughout this season with Alton Tafalage, the other keeper on the roster here in the varsity team for Coach Demba Main. We haven't really seen him in action too much so far in this game because of the defense in front of him playing outstanding soccer, but Tomas has a little flair for the dramatic as well. He's an aggressive goalie that comes well out of his net to try to cut down angles and make plays before he has to even make a save. We saw that throughout the county tournament game against Cresskill. Plays with a swagger and, like you said, very aggressive out of his own goal. Throw in here into the offensive box. It bounces around and then is sent the other way to the far side. 18:55 and counting left to go here in the first half of play. Fort Lee trying to sweep the season series against the Scarlets and prove to 5-2 in the Big North American Division, as everyone is chasing Cliffside Park, still unbeaten in the division. As the Red Raiders pretty much have sewn up the division title. Nice play there by Gabriel Pedro. Here's Pedro weaving in and out of a couple of Fort Lee defenders. Here's Pedro as you see why he's the best player on this Ridgefield Park side. Took a shot from distance, had that one deflect off, and there's a player still down on the turf for Fort Lee behind the play. That's Noah Lee. As Lee is writhing in pain. As again, he's down at around the 45-yard line after that play continued on. Fort Lee did a nice job of defending, getting in front of Pedro, who was trying to take a shot from distance, as he's looking to produce what would be his 10th goal of the season. Again, Noah Lee, one of the seniors, now being attended to by the training staff and the coaches here at Fort Lee. Clock stopped with 18:07 left to go in our first half of action. Fort Lee on top of Ridgefield Park by a score of 1-0. After Fort Lee was building up the constant pressure up top on offense, eventually the ball was in the box and was played by a Ridgefield Park defender's hand. Handball the call, penalty kick awarded, and the penalty kick finished off by Jude Choi, number 5. The senior defender scoring his first goal of the season and giving his team a 1-goal advantage right now that they currently enjoy, with just over 18 minutes left to go before halftime. And good to see Noah Lee walk off the field under his own power and get a round of applause from, again, a large crowd assembled here tonight under the lights. And we're so glad that you could join us wherever you may be to support these great student athletes from both fine schools. Following this one, Fort Lee is scheduled to take on Mahwah in a game here at home next week on October 26th, and Ridgefield Park will finish their season once again on the road at Ramsey on the 26th. The question is, will there be more home games in the horizon in the near future for Fort Lee? A result here, a positive one, and that here tonight would certainly help matters as the Bridgemen come into tonight's game ranked 8th in the group Section 1, Group 3 bracket. And again, if they're the 8th seed, they would then play host to the 9 seed in the opening round. That potential matchup right now would be Morris Hills coming here to Fort Lee for a first-round game. As Tomas getting pressured a little bit, turns that one over, but his defense helps him out, and they procure the ball. Here's a long ball down the other way. Strelli tried to get a clean header on it to maybe play it forward to himself, and it just went sideways. Played up top, and there's going to be a whistle and a foul against Fort Lee. Sebastian Salomon, number 26, one of the seniors, checking into the game for the first time, getting called for the foul. Knocked down, spun around, and there's a foul drawn by Fort Lee. They'll have the quick restart here and send it down to the near side. Aragones trying to get around that defender. Just can't at that point, but he does earn the possession deep in the offensive end for Fort Lee. Corner kick upcoming now. Fort Lee leading 1-0. Trying to double that. Here's a header attempt in front and headed away by a defender lurking right on the goal line. Good defensive work there by the Scarlets of preventing that second goal from being procured. Played back to the defense. Now the midfield skying high for it. The goal scorer, Jude Choi. A little more space now for the Scarlets trying to make a play down that far side and trying to run after it. Gabriel Pedro. Last touch out of bounds on the far side off of Fort Lee, so this will be a rare opportunity in the offensive side of the field for Ridgefield Park as they'll throw it into the far side. Knocked around to the box, dangerous here with number 10 lurking in white. Fort Lee not taking any chances, they'll just skewer it out of bounds to the far side. Played back up top. Again, the service into the box. That's headed out of bounds off of the end line. So this will be the first corner kick of the evening now for Ridgefield Park. So despite the initial domination by Fort Lee in the early goings of this half, Ridgefield Park still only one goal away from drawing even. Now they have the set piece here. Headed away by Strelly. Trying to play it all the way up top. Just a little too short for Caden Chan. Fort Lee does force the turnover, though. Good ball movement leading to the exit pass over to the near side to Mariquit. Now here's Strelly up the field. Strelly fires that one off of the defender. As Bagulo will clear that out of play. It will be a throw-in now to the near sideline for Fort Lee. They'll set up the corner kick to the near side, so they'll say that went out for a corner. There's a header attempt and a goal! Fort Lee scores! As Timofey Strelly on senior night strikes for his team-leading 15th goal of the season. And Fort Lee earns that 2-goal advantage again off a brilliant set piece to the near side. Strelly came to the middle of the box, headed it home. And Timofey Strelly, the senior, scoring on senior night. Now give him his 15th goal of the season to go along with 1 assist. He now leads the team with 31 points on the year. And for Strelly, that is career goal number 17 as well. For a player that had 3 goals in his career coming into his senior season, this is just showing what the development has been like over the course of a high school career. Timofey Strelly making his senior year count, 15 goals. Now in his senior year, he had only 2 goals in his high school career coming into this season, 15 now here in his senior year alone. And what a beautiful finish. And again, you could just sense, fans, throughout this first half, Fort Lee was knocking on the door for that second goal, and they score it on a beautiful header off of the corner kick on the near side. So Ridgefield Park with some work to do. Nice maneuvering straight up the field by Bagulo. Made 2 defenders miss. But then the defense cleaned things up behind the play for Fort Lee. As we come up on the final 13 minutes of the first half, Fort Lee enjoying a 2-goal advantage now. 2 goals by 2 seniors here tonight. Strelly tried to make his run, timing it, but could not do enough to keep on sides. 2 goals by the 2 seniors here on senior night, Jude Choi, and now Timofey Strelly scoring the pair of goals for Coach Demba Main's side, looking for win number 10 on the season. As they continue on in a very impressive 2021 season. Again, this Fort Lee side went 6-4 in their reduced schedule a season ago in that COVID-shortened fall that kicked off in beginning of October and just played to sectional playoffs. The Bridgemen went 6-4 but did win 4 of their last 5 games in 2020. So they came in with some momentum on their side beginning this season. And this senior class honored here tonight have been the catalyst for a big season that saw them also end a drought of sorts of winning a game finally in the Bergen County tournament, and now put themselves in a position here to potentially host a playoff home game here at a very demanding North 1 Group 3 bracket. Their last full season came back in 2019 when Fort Lee went 8-1. So already they've surpassed that win total here this season. Again, it would be a great accomplishment to reach double digits in wins. They would do that with a win here tonight. Pass up top, Shinoda. Over to the far side it goes. Carrazzazzolo. As that's knocked out of play near the midfield and will be a throw-in now for Fort Lee. Popped straight up in the air. headed off to space as Ridgefield Park could not track it down, despite the pursuit of Julian DeAngelis, number 15, the freshman. Aragones tripped up as he was going with reckless abandon towards possession of the ball, as that goes out of bounds. Again, what a key factor here for Coach Main of getting the likes of Ian Aragones healthy for this stretch run of the season. He missed several games after getting injured in the fourth game of the year. Now Aragones, who has 2 goals and an assist on the season and 26 goals for his career, becomes another offensive threat for a team that has been starved a little bit here this season offensively, averaging just over 1.7 goals per game this season. Beautiful diagonal pass down the near side. Centered back to the top of the box, just overrunning it a bit. Fort Lee still maintaining possession, though. Good touch of the ball. Freeing it over to the far side, running in hot pursuit to that far side, as Fort Lee will track it down with Carrazzo-Zola. And that will go out of play and will be a goal kick now, as we are under 10 minutes left to go in the first half of play. 2-0 the lead for Fort Lee. Played off to the near side. As again, outside of just one corner kick, not much to speak of offensively for the opportunities for Ridgefield Park. As that goes out of bounds to the near side, will be a throw-in now for Fort Lee and Randy Mariquin. Strelly playing it to himself down the near side. Tries to nutmeg the defender, going through the defender's legs, but it's deflected away. Good, hard tackle attempt there. Jen Shimizu, number 2, the senior defender, being ultra aggressive there, cutting down that service opportunity for Ridgefield Park right at midfield. Aragones getting a flick of it. Now let's send down the other way. Tomas will knock it down, and then with the defender, or an offensive player, I should say, trying to get close to procure that possession, he'll be able to pick it up. Played forward. Long pass down that far side. Look at the full field sprint there for Fort Lee. And we'll see what the call is. It will be a corner kick. Outstanding hustle there by Fort Lee in a full field sprint to earn that possession. As Salama was the man who did that hustle play to earn that eventual corner on the misplay defensively by Ridgefield Park. Here's the quick corner kick inside the box, and nearly Strelly had his head on a second opportunity for another goal here in the first half. As Strelly has one of the 2 goals here in the first half of play, as we're coming up on the final 7 minutes of the first half. Played long down that far side. Taken in by Fort Lee. Diagonal ball is a looping one that goes a little too long and out of play, as Mariquin was making his run down that near sideline. Strelly with the intercept. Here's Oakley. Oakley, the top of the box, just got it deflected off his foot. The follow-up shot attempt just a little too long, as the fans get up on their feet, signaling that the kick was good. It went through the football uprights, just not through the soccer net. You could sense how the fans want Alex Oakley to get a chance at a goal here, as Oakley gets a piece of it. One of the seniors honored prior to tonight's game by Coach Demba Main, for their contributions to this boys soccer program that has had their share of success over the last couple of seasons where they've all played. As that will go out for a goal kick. This program that had such thrilling success and substantial success in 2015 when they went 14-2-2, made it to the North 2 Group 2 state semifinals. 2 seasons later in 2017, Fort Lee went 15-3, made it to the second round of the North 2 Group 2 playoff bracket. They are now participating in North 1 Group 3, so that is going to be even more demanding. Ridgefield Park has remained in North 2 Group 2. Right now, the top seed would be state power Harrison. If the playoffs started today, Harrison and Bernards being the top 2 potential seeds. But in Fort Lee's bracket, it'd be Ramapo and Roxbury, Northern Highlands, and Mount Olive. Right now, being the top 4 seeds in the bracket. Ramapo unbeaten on the season, the top seed in the Bergen County tournament. Free kick for Fort Lee. Sent down the way as it bounces into the box. Strelly heading it forward to his teammate Aragona has contact in the box, but we play on. Now potential break the other way for Ridgefield Park. Trying to get over to it to the near side, but offsides is going to be the call against the Scarlets. One of the rare times here tonight that we have seen a numbers opportunity. As that one is sent long the other way. Oakley trying to get a header on it. Aragona is trying to use that speed to get right down Broadway. Give and go was intercepted, but recovered with possession. There's another good ball down the far side, that time from Shinoda. As that's knocked out of play. And they're going to say that it went out of bounds off of Fort Lee last, so will be a goal kick now for Ridgefield Park. Coming up on the final 3 minutes of the first half. 2 goals from 2 seniors here on Fort Lee Senior Night. The difference in this league matchup of the Big North American Division. 2-0 the spread in favor of the Bridgemen. As that's played to the long side. Taken in, though, by Pedro. Pedro leaving it behind now for his teammate. As Patrick Santiago had a piece of it. Santiago, a freshman who had an assist against Fort Lee back on September 23rd. Again, it was a 3-2 game back in late September on the road at Ridgefield Park. Fort Lee in a little more control this time around, leading 2-0. There's almost a misplay in the midfield. Ridgefield Park was close to jumping on that one. Shinoda. Good ball movement here. Everyone getting a piece of it. For Fort Lee with the build up to Strelly. Strelly reversing it over to the near side. Knocked down, though, by DeAngelis. Dylan Muhammad, number 12. For Ridgefield Park, played it off to the far side. The sophomore who had a goal earlier this season against Teaneck. Now with Fort Lee getting the possession as we're approaching the final 90 seconds of a windy but pleasant evening here under the lights at the Sugarman Sports Complex in Fort Lee, New Jersey. So glad that you could join us for senior night activities here on YouTube. Ridgefield Park trying to snap 16 consecutive losses in this rivalry against Fort Lee. Looking for their first win against the Bridgemen since 2012. Played over to the near side. Brought up now in the midfield by Rubio. Rubio with a long boot down the other way, trying to link up with Jacobs. Good defending, though, by Fort Lee, anticipating that long ball. Fight for the possession to the near side, a lot of contact, and it looks like it's going to be a whistle and possession being brought over now to Ridgefield Park. With under a minute now left to go until halftime. Set piece opportunity here for the Scarlets. Maybe a chance to get on the board just before halftime. Gabriel Pedro, the team's leading scorer, will set this one off. As you can see, the wind starting to be a factor as that one curls out of bounds. To the top side, he was trying to aim for that near side post, just went out of bounds. So that will go out for a harmless goal kick. As the wind's really starting to pick up here and swirl around the facility a bit. As Tomas will knock that one down the other way. 4 seconds left to go in the first half. And time will run out and the buzzer will sound, and that will put an end to the first 40 minutes of play. But what a productive 40 minutes for Fort Lee here on senior night. A penalty kick converted by Jude Choi, and a goal scored by Timofey Strelli, his team-leading 15th goal of the season, have staked the Bridgmen to a 2-goal lead as we head to halftime. So stick around as we'll come back for the start of the second half of play. You're watching Fort Lee boys soccer action here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back inside the Dr. Allen W. Sugarman Sports Complex here in Fort Lee as we are about to get underway for the start of the second half of play. Fort Lee leading Ridgefield Park by a score of 2-0 as we get underway here to start the second half. Ridgefield Park in their white. Yellow card being administered here against Fort Lee as Caden Chan was sent off immediately by the referee as Fort Lee was being told, I guess, down in the field to give Ridgefield Park a little space after that initial foul was committed. To then have the restart, and Chan did not do that, and the referee not messing around, giving the yellow, the first yellow of the game for either side. But Fort Lee leading 2-0 here on senior night. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, Maria Gianna Tazio. Happy that you could join us here on our final broadcast of this Big North American slate of games, as there will be one other home game in the regular season next week for Fort Lee against Mahwah here at home. And what's on the line here? If they continue to win in these last couple of games of the season, they will assure themselves at least one more game here in the postseason at the Sugarman Sports Complex. Played off to the far side. Ridgefield Park with a build-up to the near side, just outside the box. Running down that near side, Elliot Ramos. As that will go out of play for a goal kick. No shots on target in that first half for Ridgefield Park. They did have one corner in that first half, but really nothing to trouble Benjamin Tomas, the sophomore, in goal for head coach Demba Main. So now that'll go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in here for Ridgefield Park. Again, in that first meeting, both of the goals for the Scarlets scored by number 10, Gabriel Pedro. He's the one to look out for here if you're the defense of Fort Lee. Despite this being a 2-goal advantage, this game far from being over, as we just got it underway in a windy evening here, but a pleasant evening in the 60s here in late October. As they take it down the near side for Juno Kim. Trying to set up a teammate on the far side. Missed opportunity there. As Fort Lee incredulous of the missed opportunity as looked to be number 21, Preston Kaplan, who was awaiting the service in the far side of the box. As this will set up a goal kick situation now for the Scarlets. Fort Lee setting it wide to the far side. Good defending there by Ridgefield Park, and it's going to be a foul going up and over the back of the defender. And that will set up a free kick with a full moon above us here in Fort Lee. Nothing strange going on right now, as Fort Lee has had the better of the play. Earns an early penalty kick back in the opening stages of the first half. And then this man added on to his goal total, looking for another one, but a kick save there by Varela, denying Timofey Strelli what would have been his 16th goal of the season, as he just tried to poke that one forward on a full-on sprint. Strelli has been so impressive in getting the chance to call just a couple of his games this season. Strelli again erupted for 4 goals against Cresskill in that hotly contested first-round game of the Bergen County tournament. Then would add to his tournament production with a goal against Don Bosco Prep in the second round. Strelli scoring 5 times in the tournament should get some sort of recognition at the conclusion of the tournament. Here's Pedro now in the open field, being tracked down from behind by Shinoda. Played backwards now to Dylan Muhammad. Here's Pedro. Down to the near side to Ramos. Ramos sending it up top. There's a shot. Actually hit into a Ridgefield Park player before he could get on target. That was the best buildup of the evening by far for the offense of Ridgefield Park. But again, betrayed by one of their own. Getting that shot deflected before it could get on net. Just over 4.5 minutes gone by here in the second half of play. Played up top. To the far side, it will roll out of bounds. And will be a throw in now for Ridgefield Park and their offensive side of the field. Again, Ridgefield Park knows that they need some results here at the end of the season to possibly stay in the playoff picture themselves in North 2 Group 2, as they would be the 16th and final team if the playoffs started today to make the tournament field. Played up the field to the far side. Good build-up here for the Scarlets. Stopping on a dime, but anticipating that play and making the defensive stop is Fort Lee. As that looked to be Jude Choi, who was the human eraser there on that opportunity and that build-up for Ridgefield Park. It'll be a throw-in now. Knocked down to the near side by Choi. Another opportunity here for the offense for Ridgefield Park to operate in the offensive end of the field. They're having more opportunities and more possessions here in the second half, the beginning stages of the second half, than they did all of the first half. Strelly tried to make his turn, get clipped from behind, and will draw the foul. And a free kick now being set up. Played over to the far side, now back to the midfield to Strelly. Strelly trying to send that ball down that far Fort Lee sideline, but just a little too long in trying to lead his teammate, as that'll go out of play. Fort Lee trying to win for the 5th time in their last 7 games. They are starting to play their best soccer of the season when it's mattered the most. As again, they are looking for what would be win number 10 on the season. Getting to double-digit wins for the first time in a couple of seasons. Race after it. Winning that possession to the far side. Good hustle there by Fort Lee, trying to keep it in play. Ridgefield Park wins back possession, though, and will clear it up the field. Intercepted by Juno Kim. Trying to go and give and go with Caden Chan, as that moves up the field now. Good work on the far side by Ridgefield Park, as they move it up the field with Patrick Santiago getting that first touch. Here's a long ball to the near side, headed away to space. Good defending. Out to Aragonés, and Aragonés with a chance to form the counterattack. Leaving it over to Juno Kim to the near side. Here's Kim. Centering ball up the midfield. Nice give and go attempt. Chan getting it up top to Oakley. Oakley trying to get it free to his good foot. That time ricochet deflected forward. Now Strelly with a run on it. It was Aragonés to the near side. But Farello racing out off of his line to cut down that scoring opportunity. Kind of believe here that Alex Oakley has a big cheering contingent in attendance here. Anytime that number 7 touches the ball, the oohs and ahs from the crowd trying to cheer on the exploits of the senior, who has 3 goals and 2 assists on the season. Scored a goal in the last game for Fort Lee in their 2-1 win against Dwight Morrow. As that ball is sent out of play. And will set up as a corner kick. It'll be taken to the far side. On a very comfortable evening here for soccer. Hope that you're enjoying it wherever you may be here on YouTube. 2-0 lead for Fort Lee. Bridgman looking for more, and they get it! A goal by Fort Lee off of the deflection. As that time it looks like it's Juno Kim scoring the goal. Gets the big hugs and congratulations from his teammates. Kim, the third different senior here on senior night to score a goal. And for Kim, his first goal of the season. That is the second goal off of a corner kick for Fort Lee. As Juno Kim, one of the leaders for Coach Demba Main's side, so happy celebrating there after scoring the goal. He's one of the players with the captain's armband as well. And what a way to honor the seniors here tonight. 3 goals from 3 different seniors. And now the largest lead of the game is 3-0. The advantage now for Coach Demba Main's side. As we're approaching 10 minutes gone by here in the second half of action. Fort Lee with a stranglehold on this one. Ridgefield Park trying to send that one into the offensive end, and there's Tomas coming out of his net and rolling it forward. So the execution has been absolutely brilliant on those corner kicks and set pieces here tonight. As Fort Lee have had runners all throughout the game through the course of the box. And that time after it bounced around a little bit, Juno Kim pounced on it and scored the goal, and what a celebration afterwards. As you could tell, number 3 wanted that so badly, scoring his first goal of the season. Now here's another long ball, and there goes Kim again, takes the shot, rolls it in! Double your pleasure for number 3, Juno Kim! And another mosh pit ensues. Juno Kim. He's become a goal scorer here tonight on senior night. 2 goals, back-to-back goals scored here by number 3 for the pink-clad Bridgman of Fort Lee High School. That took a nice bounce for him past that last defender, and then Kim, with the goalie coming out to him, just rolled it in, curved it in just in time. That it met inside that far post, and now Fort Lee well in control here, up 4-0, with 29:18 left to go in regulation. So Kim, who had that huge celebration after the first goal, scored there his second goal in just a couple of minutes' time. So after being held scoreless in this season, Juno Kim erupts for 2 goals in less than 5 minutes' time to stake his team out to a 4-goal advantage here in the second half. Kim over to the near side. He's thinking hat trick now. Trying to drag that one past the defender, but good defensive work there by the Scarlets. Now, once you get the taste of the goal scoring, it can become contagious. As Juno Kim again scoring the last 2 goals to go along with the goals by Timothy Strelli and the PK goal by Jude Choi. 4 goals by 3 seniors honored prior to today's game here on senior night. Kim to the near side, knocked off the ball. Pedro had it, and then got it taken away from him by Shinoda. And a foul whistled against Dylan Muhammad. Free kick upcoming now, and another set-piece opportunity for Fort Lee, this time from around the 35-yard line. 27:40 and counting left to go here in regulation. It has been all Fort Lee in this second matchup of the season against Ridgefield Park in this Big North American Division contest. Here's a shot from distance and giving it a ride. That time from long range was Choi. Choi was trying to double his account here tonight. Had all the oohs and ahs of the fans assembled in the bleachers right underneath us here in the press box. We're thinking, hoping, wishing, praying that that might actually dip itself underneath the crossbar for what would have been a highlight reel goal. But it's been great to see Juno Kim and Jude Choi score their first goals of the season as well in this one. And Timofey Strelli just keeps on scoring goals. That's what he does best. 15th goal of the year back in the first half. Ridgefield Park still trying to look for their first goal of the evening as they'll send that free kick up across the middle of the field. Aragones trying to link up with Oakley, who was making the run. Now sending it over to Oakley, trying to split the double team, trying to get to it, and Ridgefield Park will just play it out of bounds to the near side. Off of the foot of Santiago. Out of play to the near side, and it's going to be a throw-in now for Fort Lee. Aragones. Knocked away from him, sent forward, though, by Enzo Yu, number 6. Now one of the defenders in the back line for Fort Lee. As a foul whistled against the Bridgemen. That'll set up a free kick now for Ridgefield Park. Long ball down that far side. Ridgefield Park runs underneath it to keep it in play. They send it into the box to the near side. Good job of the defense of Fort Lee of knocking it away. Getting it up top now. Good dribbling on that far side by Caden Chan. Kim was trying to connect with Chan in the midfield. Oakley playing it forward to Aragones. Aragones takes the shot, hits it off the crossbar. Might have hit it off that far post as well. Aragones was close to being the 4th different senior to score here on senior night. And you see what Aragones brings to the lineup when he's back healthy on the field for Fort Lee. They lead Aragones the other way, but Aragones is offsides on the play as the flag was up by the official on the far side. Under 25 minutes left to go in regulation. Fort Lee has picked up where they left off at halftime. They led 2-0 at halftime. They have added to that lead, scoring 2 more on 2 goals by Juno Kim, number 3, to extend their lead to 4 goals here this evening. A Fort Lee win would even their record here at home to 3-3 on the season. Ridgefield Park was coming into this game off a 3-1 loss at home against Cliffside Park, and that was following their win against Dwight Morrow 4-1. Played over to the near side. Nearly a handball against Ridgefield Park. And there's just solid defending. That has been the story all evening long. When called into service, the defense for Fort Lee has been brilliant, and the offense has just really tilted the field in their favor. You could see the possession, the build-up in the midfield, and then the opportunities up top. As Oakley tried a cheeky little play up front. As that'll be a throw-in now. Pop forward and miss hit a bit, so that'll go out for a goal kick. So the next game for Fort Lee is going to be at home here at the Sugarman Sports Complex against the Thunderbirds of Mahwah on October 26. That might be the game that decides what that final seed's going to be for the Bridgemen. Will they garner one of those top 8 seeds and in the process assure themselves of hosting a game in the first round of the North 1 Group 3 sectional state playoffs? Again, the ultimate goal is to find your way to Kane University, where the state playoffs and state championships will be hosted later on in the month of November. Played down that far side wing. Back up top now to the near side. Fort Lee again still putting on the pressure, making life difficult here this evening for the defense of Ridgefield Park. As we mentioned, coming into this one, had surrendered 49 goals on the season in 12 games. Now with the 4 here, they've given up 53. That's been their Achilles heel. Just have not been able defensively to get those stops that they've needed so far this season. They still have produced 3 wins on the year. Trying to look for that first goal produced here tonight. Were shut out last season here at Fort Lee just prior to Halloween. And trailing here 4-0. Played to the back. Knocked down to the midfield though. Corradazzolo doing a nice play, number 17. Here's Aragones again down the near side and into the box. Makes the first defender miss. Center ball to the far side, chipped, and what a save by Ridgefield Park. Samir Varela has been outstanding, making save after save here. It's 4-0, but very well could be closer to 8-0 as he made an outstanding play there in goal, denying Fort Lee that goal that was destined for the upper right-hand corner. That'll end up as a corner kick opportunity here for the Bridgemen, who have scored 2 of their goals straight off of corners. Here's another corner. There's a bicycle kick attempt. And not that far off. Holding his head and looking to the skies was number 7, Alex Oakley. Oakley, that would have been the one that would have sent everyone home ecstatically in applause if he could have connected on that bicycle kick attempt here on senior night. Oakley still upset that he could not finish that one off. And it looks like there's going to be a goalie change as well for Ridgefield Park. We believe that this is Kyrilos Atia. 0-0. Atia played in the first matchup against Fort Lee back on the 23rd of September. Made 12 saves in the 1-goal defeat. Here comes Aragones, trying to test the new keeper immediately. Here's Aragones going to the near side. That's deflected right in front of the near post. So again, Fort Lee has just been having their way with their treks up and down the field here tonight. Under 19 minutes now left to go in regulation as that's rolled out of bounds. We'll go out for a goal kick. As a couple subs also being made on the play. There's a foul from behind. As sent down was Corradazzolo. And a yellow card is administered to Gabriel Pedro. So the leading scorer sent off for the time being there for Ridgefield Park. As the referee was saying, the countless number of opportunities where he fouled someone, now that finally builds up as being worthy of a yellow card. So the leading scorer for the Scarlets will check off for the time being. He'll be back soon enough. And a free kick now upcoming for Fort Lee. Here's Jude Choi, who got us all going with the penalty kick goal early on in the first half. Gave it a ride on a similar position on a free kick earlier in this half and nearly scored from this distance. As Fort Lee starting to sub on a couple of other players as well, getting them into the game and into the mix here on the second to last home game of the regular season. Here's another long-range attempt, goes through the hands of the goalie. They'll say that he did not get a piece, or did he? It looks like that is the case. So it will go out for a corner kick taken to the near side. So again, dangerous delivery by Jude Choi. He gave it a go. Goalie came out, could not catch it cleanly, and that allows Fort Lee now the opportunity for the corner kick as Aragones will rumble his way over to the far side to set this one up with 17 and a half minutes left to go in the second half. To the near side, deflected a little bit. After Oakley had gotten that initial piece, again he looks skyward, wondering what he has to do to score here on senior night. Did not get all of that, though, after he had headed off a piece of it. As that goes out for a goal kick. Here's Oakley, fires that one just high and wide again, as that will go out for another goal kick here for Ridgefield Park. We'll have one of their defensive players handle the goal kick. Choi, Strelly, and Juno Kim, the three goal scorers. Kim with a pair of goals here in the second half, accounting for the 4 goals tonight for Fort Lee. Here's Strelly taking the shot and getting it past the goalie for his second goal of the evening. That one had a little mustard on that. Zadia, who had just checked into the game, could not get a clean stop on that shot that had some velocity on it. As Timofey Strelly now joins Juno Kim by scoring multiple goals here on his senior night. It is all Fort Lee, 5-0. Now the advantage with 16:29 left to go in the second half of play. What a performance here by the Bridgemen. Tying their season high in goals with 5 here this evening. They had 5 in that electric victory against Cresskill to kick off the Bergen County tournament. Oakley to the near side, chipping it backwards, left behind for a teammate. Ball's left loose, and it's going to be cleared to the near side by Ridgefield Park. We'll see how many more opportunities number 7, Alex Oakley, will get here tonight. Chip forward towards him. Loose in the box, will go out of play for a corner, which will be taken to the near side by Fort Lee. As we come up on the final 15 minutes of this second half, a dominant performance here at home on senior night for Fort Lee. The Bridgemen on top of Ridgefield Park by a score of 5-0. They've scored 3 times here in the second half, looking for more, and there's an opportunity for Strelly lurking on that far post. He's looking for the hat trick. Timofey Strelly scoring twice more here tonight, giving him 16 goals on the season, 18 now in his Bridgeman career. As Ridgefield Park playing it just in front of their bench in the far side. Scarlett's trying to make the turn down the far side, knocked out of play by Fort Lee. Corner kick now granted to Ridgefield Park. They'll handle it to the far side. The big crowd that's been in attendance here this evening has had a lot to cheer for. as that goes over to the near side, deflected off of the football upright crossbar. Go out for a goal kick. But a nice crowd assembled here. It was good to see that pulling into the facility. Of very tough to find a parking spot. Knew that there was a big game on the horizon. And Fort Lee has honored their senior class in style here this evening. All 5 goals scored by seniors. Timofey Strelli and Juno Kim, each with 2 goals apiece. Jude Choi got us going with a penalty kick goal converted 6 minutes into the game. And Fort Lee has not looked back since. Natia getting that one on the fly in the breadbasket. And he'll look to drop kick it over to the near side. Miss hit a bit. This leads it to Strelli. Strelli getting it up top. Oakley lets it go underneath him. Now opportunities for Fort Lee. Good, clean tackle inside the box. Good defending there. That time Fort Lee being unselfish, trying to free up a shot opportunity on the far side. Strelli had that opportunity to maybe unleash a rocket from the near side again. Just was unselfish, trying to get other teammates involved in the scoring opportunities. There's a foul, as Tyler Jacobs was interfered with as he was coming up the field. Jacobs, a senior. Ridgefield Park down the far sideline. Sent back the other way by Fort Lee. Good job of curling that, keeping it in play. Here's Oakley. Oakley dribbling left and right, takes the shot from distance, but that one goes wide of the mark to the left side. That'll go out for a goal kick. Wholesale changes now being made by head coach Demba Main. As we'll see how much some of his seniors will be left on the field here to play for the remainder of this game. As we're seeing Strelli, who's normally a forward, being now put in a defensive position. Staying on the field here on his senior night, but on the opposite side of the field here, again, sportsmanship being displayed. Aragona is down the near side. Getting it up top. Good build up here. Left in the top of the box. There's a shot from distance, just wide to the right this time by Fort Lee. So the offensive pressure just continues to mount against Ridgefield Park here as we now approach the final 11 minutes of the second half of play. Again, Fort Lee will conclude their regular season against Mawa in a cross-divisional showdown in the Big North Conference. And then we'll await to see what their playoff seed and fate will be. But if they play at this level, they will be a very dangerous opponent no matter what their seed's going to be. Here's a shot from up top, a Whistler and a worm burner on the turf. Stayed low the entire time as Adia makes the save. Kaplan wins the possession to his teammate. Now working with it over to the far side, Takamatsu. Here's Kaplan again. Oakley trying to pounce on the loose possession. That ball getting sent out to the far side, and just Fort Lee a step or two quicker here tonight against the Scarlets. Here's Strelli playing from the defensive side, winning that possession. Pop forward for Aragonés, trying to get it forward. Good defensive work, though, by Begulo. And a foul whistled against Fort Lee as Juno Kim knocked down the opposing player. Just seeing Juno Kim in his celebration, that's what is worth it here on a senior night. The payoff of all the years of hard work and service for a player like Kim, who's not really known as a goal scorer, getting that chance to score in front of family and friends means more than just a simple late season game. And Fort Lee and their athletic department and certainly the soccer program doing an outstanding job of honoring all of these young men here this evening. As Ridgefield Park will just scoop it out of the defensive ends, but knocking it off a teammate, so then it'll go out of bounds to the far side. The Scarlets will once again end their season on the road next week at Ramsey. A tough opponent that Fort Lee certainly knows well, having lost to the Rams back on September 30th, 4-0. Chipped ahead forward, but again wide of the cage. That'll go out of bounds for a goal kick. As that one is sent to the midfield. Kaplan trying to win back the possession. Here's Ridgefield Park with the counter up the field. Taken in by Choi. Choi tracked down in front of him was Jacobs. Knocked around, and there's Strelly. Strelly has looked very comfortable as a defender as well. Here's Aragones right down the middle. Tripped up in the top of the box. And we'll see if there's going to be an official call here. Looks like it will be a yellow card. And will that be a penalty kick? So the time is frozen right now as the referee, I believe, will award a penalty kick opportunity, or will it be just a shot opportunity outside the box? Players are setting up like it will be just a yellow card and a foul outside the box. So no penalty kick. We've seen one penalty kick so far in this game. That was converted for the first goal of the evening by Jude Choi. Now Ian Aragones, who's been out of the lineup with an injury, now back in the fold. Bends that one, but just a little too high of the mark. As that goes out of play as Aragones was trying to score his goal here on senior night. But again, if Fort Lee is able to host a playoff game, that will be another opportunity for yours truly on the mic here. If not, this has been a great time to call these games in the regular season for fans of not only Fort Lee, but obviously the opposing team tuning in. It has been, honestly, a joy to call these games, and a big thank you to the athletic department here at Fort Lee for having me for both the boys and girls soccer seasons here in the regular season, getting a chance to call these games from the Sugarman Sports Complex. A big thank you to my producer, Dimitri Nanis. He's been my right-hand man throughout all these broadcasts in the fall, in the soccer season, also with volleyball, and I'm looking forward to doing much more in the winter season, in those basketball seasons and wrestling seasons ahead. We're just getting started, and we are so glad to be back to the full swing of things and a full schedule in an athletic season after you see what you miss after, obviously, last season, reduced schedules for a lot of these teams, getting to play a full slate of games, getting back to some semblance of normalcy. And that is a big credit to the student athletes, to the families, and to the administrators for making those sacrifices and making sure everyone is safe and able to be active participants. And with that, I'm so thankful again for just these opportunities to call the games. It's a lot of fun to help broadcast these games for Bridgman fans, and we hope that you've all been enjoying our work and the work of the countless number of people involved in it, with all of the different camera operators. As again, Maria Giannatazio on the camera here tonight. Renee Matisic in charge of the camera, other opportunities, and it's a team effort, just part of a winning team here at Fort Lee, and I'm glad to be part of that team. Some time put on the clock, 5:44 and counting now left to go in regulation. As Fort Lee trying to salt away a win here and move to 10-5 on the season. Nice movement up the field, but again, not staying onside to the far side. Was Fort Lee, as they'll be guilty of the offsides. And a free kick upcoming now for Ridgefield Park. Fort Lee will also pick up their 5th win in the division this season. Again, Cliffside Park will be the league champs, but a strong season for the Bridgemen. As Fort Lee lost their season opener at Cliffside Park and then recently lost here at home against Dwight Morrow. Those are the 2 losses for the Bridgemen this season in the Big North American Division. They're going to sweep the season series against the Scarlets and make it 17 wins in a row against Ridgefield Park dating back to 2012. What a run of dominance in this series for Coach Main and his alma mater. Played out of bounds to the far side. And again, for Ridgefield Park, they still have a possible playoff berth on the line themselves. They might have to win at Ramsey in order to secure a playoff spot, but still hope is alive in North 2 Group 2. Oakley down the middle of the field. Plays it over to the near side, but then it's going to be again offsides the call. With 3:40 left to go here in the second half of play. As it has been all Bridgemen scoring 2 goals in the first half, 3 more here in the second half to stake themselves out to a 5-goal advantage. As that's played over to the near side to Salama. Plays it back to Choi. You know, Fort Lee would love to engineer their 3rd clean sheet of the season as they have produced 2 shutouts prior to tonight's game. Here's Oakley. To the far side it goes to Noah Lee. Lee was trying to link up with Aragones up top. Ridgefield Park fitting that one in behind the back line. Strelly coming back to make the play, and is this going to be a card? Strelly thought he got that cleanly, and he is given the yellow card. So Strelly is going to have to check off the field here with 2:37 left to go and a free kick now opportunity for Ridgefield Park. Strelly not a happy camper, voicing his displeasure with that call. He thought that he had timed that challenge perfectly. It was from behind, but it looks like he did get all ball, but the official on the near side quickly blew his whistle, came in, and showed the yellow card to Strelly, who will have to come off the field. Now a free kick opportunity for Ridgefield Park as the Scarlets look to break through for their first goal of the evening. Here's a shot knocked into the wall. Defended nicely, though, by Fort Lee before it could even have to get in on their keeper. Late to the near side, and another foul whistled against Fort Lee. And another free kick upcoming now for Ridgefield Park, as we're coming up on just over 2 minutes left to go here in the second half of play. As this will be Luis Argueta, number 7. The senior lining up the free kick from about 27 yards out. Angles his delivery to the far side. That'll take in on a bounce as Fort Lee moving the possession further and further out. Good defending once again. That pass, though, was a dangerous one. Sent back into the defensive zone as that'll ricochet off of Fort Lee last and now will result in a corner kick now for Ridgefield Park on the far side as they hustle to it as we're closing in on the final 90 seconds of the second half of play. As that goes out in space to Noah Lee. Lee will play it forward. Here's a numbers advantage in the buildup for Fort Lee. Will they trying to get the ball to Aragones again. There was a diving play made defensively by Ridgefield Park, preventing what would have been a breakaway opportunity for Aragones. Trying to drag that through the legs of Argueta, the defender. As we come up on the final 60 seconds of senior night, and what a senior night it has been for the Bridgemen. As that is thrown out of bounds to the near side, will go out for a goal kick. 5 goals by 3 different seniors. Timofey Strelli and Juno Kim, each with a pair of goals, and Jude Choi had the opening goal on a penalty kick less than 6 minutes into the play in the start of the first half, and it has been all Fort Lee ever since then. They have never trailed, never looked back, as I don't think Ridgefield Park has even gotten a shot on goal in this game. The defense has been suffocating for the Bridgemen, and the offense has been potent, tying their season high with 5 goals here this evening. Here's Oakley chipping it over to the near side with 15 seconds left to go. That'll roll out of play. And we'll see if there's going to be any more shot opportunities for Fort Lee. As the whistle will sound, possession will be given to Ridgefield Park, but that will do it. A successful senior night here as the Fort Lee faithful cheer on as the Bridgemen have defended the fort. A 5-0 victory here at home against Ridgefield Park. That will be their 17th consecutive win against the Scarlets dating back to 2012. With the victory, Fort Lee will improve to 10-5 on the season, 5-2 in the Big North American Division. With the defeat, Ridgefield Park will fall to 3-9-1 overall on the season and 2-6 in divisional play. So again, the final score here from the Sugarman Sports Complex: Fort Lee 5, Ridgefield Park nothing. As all of the Fort Lee players come over to applaud their families and friends for their vocal support here on senior night. And what a senior night it was, as Coach Demba Main's senior class goes out in style. And we congratulate them as they celebrate here another win and get to double-digit wins here in 2021. So from everybody here from Fort Lee, including my producer, Dimitri Nanis, I'm Dan Long saying good evening and take care. We'll be back for more soccer action later on this season. Take care, everybody.